Hello, Warriors. Welcome to the Mike and Dale show on TradeGATEHub.com, and we are sponsored by TradeView Markets. Check them out. You can trade everything there with the most competitive spreads on the street. Mike, what a day yesterday, huh? I mean, it wasn't the Fed that upset the market. We got a good rally after
Correct.
Powell spoke during the presser. It was Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, talking about not backstopping the whole U.S. banking system over $250,000 in deposits.
They looked at the glass half empty yesterday.
So did she back off of that, or someone come out and say we are there for all depositors, for the market to recover almost everything here today? I would
Amazing.
not have expected it.
I expect that usually when the market on Fed Day, a couple of things usually happen after the respective speaker stops speaking. Usually that's the fate of that. But it's known. I didn't do it. Listen, I held some of my best of breeds of stocks that I would be okay holding. Maybe the trade didn't turn out intermittently, but certainly a position that would be happy to work around in because of basically sentiment. I'm not trying to top tick the market by any means. The stocks that are working right now, I sold them early because when you're down on something, a trading note, and you make it back, you never really hold it for the meat of the trade like today. But I digress. It's a lot of the times they do the opposite on Fed Day on how they close, and I'll tell you, today's no different than this. I mean, what I would thought would happen was it would take a little bit of time. I mean, the market opened up nicely and squeezed the shorts. I get it, but as we get to 11 o'clock, if something doesn't turn soon, then the shorts cover, and then the longs, it's that type of, it's a cat and mouse game for this point. I mean, like you
if
said,
you just covered up today's action and just looked at yesterday's candle, it was ugly. That was an ugly outside day. These markets are tough because if you're a technician, I'd say that's not the kind of close I would buy as a price action trader. It would tell me, at least that would tell me not to be long at the minimum and short at the maximum, which, I did buy some VIX calls when it was 20.
I'm selling some stuff right now in the other account.
And we're back down to 2033. So I don't know what to do with it. Maybe, earlier I was thinking, because we were talking about it down here, that we could rally to 4,100. And then I heard a lot of people say it would be a good sell at 42. A lot of the guys, talking heads on CNBC.
I don't listen.
And then I was saying to myself, see, this market's so bad, it's not accommodating where everyone wants to short it.
I agree. Well put. Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, I was early on some silver yesterday, and
I don't know if I should sell them now. Let me interrupt to get to the point. I'm sorry. What do you think now, Coach? Should I take some of these things off? You think they have another push? Because now is where
I sold it. I sold silver again today. Maybe if the market's good,
sorry to interrupt,
there won't be as much demand for Haven stuff, right? So all I know is, I've been fooled before, but this sure looks like a 3 drive to a top formation here in silver. We still need a down close to not blow off the divergence. It looks like a rising wedge, which tells me I have the wedge anchored at 1.5 and moving averages there. So if you think $1.50 break is going to hurt your position, then yeah, get out and get back in, maybe down here.
No, I got you. No, touche.
Okay. The other reason,
sorry for interrupting.
The other reason I'm trying it is the gold silver ratio. This could just be an ABC. And if we dig in our heels here and we start heading up, that would be negative silver, would make gold the preferred long. And lastly, I saw your post about the dollar's been down 6 days. So, I'm not always a dollar bull. I was shorting it up here. I covered the day before the Fed. Okay. I think that was here, my shorts. And I tried the pound yesterday. I'm still in it. And I wouldn't get too bared up on the dollar here because I still think
mhm.
there's a chance. See this? That we're going to put in a higher low here.
Yeah, I do see
And
that.
the dollar has a rally. I don't know for what reason. I don't know if it's going to be rates. I mean, the BOE raised rates today, and cable is still diverging. Do they want the stops over 4.5? I don't know. Euro, this could be a great short. You're wrong over the high of the move. It looks stronger to me than cable. And bringing up the rear is Aussie, the commodity currencies for some reason. And maybe that's another reason to short metals.
Right.
And be careful in China because the Aussie just has done nothing. I mean, look at the rally here in Aussie compared to, Euro. Look at that. Cable.
Hmm.
And then look at this.
Wow, I like it.
Well,
Okay.
what would Tim say about market action like this? Uh, Sell what can't get off the mat, stay long. Yeah.
Tim's, well, first of all, you look at the market now. He would be if something. He's the perfect example of maybe he's in New York. I'm on the way to New York City, literally right after this telecast. Cars running.
Oh, you going to meet him?
Yeah, we have. But
Is he
then
in
you'll
town?
picks to come. Yeah, we're meeting tonight. The
Oh,
executive.
nice, nice.
With that being said, is he would gauge it upon if nothing is doing what it should be
You
doing.
would think I would have gotten an invitation for dinner.
Well, you know what? Start flying. Hop on the plane.
All right, I'll start flying.
No, you know what? I'll bring that. Listen, if he heard that, he'd probably fly out here. He's that type of dude.
Anyway, I do want to meet you guys one day. You can really develop great relationships virtually, but there's nothing like shaking another man's hand to cement the relationship.
Like I said, Tim's a friend of mine, a good friend of
All
mine,
right.
and it's really I'm doing out of respect. I'm leaving at 1 o'clock. Dinner's at 7. I'm
Yeah.
going back to my house in my family's house in Long Island. I'm leaving at 3 a.m. to come up here and make the open.
Yeah. You dedicated guy. All right. So, I've talked enough. I'm interested in what you were seeing during the sell-off yesterday, Mike.
Yeah.
What was holding up the best? And even though the S&Ps have not taken out yesterday's high yet, I mean, we're only 40 handles away. What is taking out yesterday's highs? Held up well yesterday and followed through to the upside with conviction.
From a person who from a basically a futures and commodity trader, if I can call you that, coach. I know you're several trader trading a lot of instruments. That's exactly how you square ripping. That's exactly how you should be approaching your day, whether it's commodities or stocks. And I can appreciate that because that's a basic trading fundamental foundation. Okay. Stocks are making new highs. Obviously, this AI has been hot, but that's not making a new high. Great trading stock goes with Nevada. I mean, these are the cues.
Yeah.
And, Nevada, best of breeds, by the way, AMD, we've been chirping about. I'm not in it. It was acting very well. Still, this AEHR making a new high. They tried to shake everybody. That's kind of in the semi situation.
Yeah.
Gerard brought this up. Why was MU so strong at the open? And then they sold it off and they did the opposite and they rebroke it. Now MU's trading nicely over the 50. They've broken a downtrend line.
All the tech looks good.
Yeah,
tech looks good.
These Chinese stocks, some of them are breaking out with decent volume. Billy, I wouldn't short. This is a heavily shorted stock. I wouldn't short this. First time curling moving averages going up, and the other one is what else? What is going up? The other one is a Futu. Same looking type of chart. These stocks have volume curling up, and they're China stocks. A lot of stocks are acting well. Some of these bank stocks are still mixed as they should be. This ONON, by the way.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, there you go. I mean, it's up 50%.
That's the athletic shoe, right?
Yes, it is. And that's why actually
I tell you, it's sprinting, man. It's better than Nike. ONON is have you tried those shoes or seen them?
You know what? I have a
because Kathy wears them. She competes in 10Ks.
There's a guy that I live vicariously through me. He's like a young, cool chiropractor in town, like a 40-year-old guy, actually 38, just got divorced, just got a Ferrari, that type of thing. And he had it on the shoes the other day. And and
Yeah.
I said, listen, I said, Guy, I'm a little old right now. Let me ask you a question. I used to be the one giving the question. Now I ask the questions. Are those cool? You know what I mean? If I buy those cool, am I going to be a dork or am I too old? You know, I asked the basic. No, he says, everybody's wearing their hat, by the way. And as opposed to the chart, the reason why
See, you see, you're still young because you want to know if they're cool. You know what I would have asked? Are they comfortable?
no,
All right. So,
okay,
I
no,
see. That's what I ask. You know, I'm into comfort. So,
no, I'm into mask. I'm into as much. I'm a concentrator. I'm into pain and I like myself getting out of problems. With that being, that's onions holding up.
I
Not even,
spent many years like that.
I appreciate that.
All right, you'll be glad when you let that go.
How'd
And
you get it
anyway,
out though? Help me out.
yeah,
How'd you get out of it?
all right. It's like I
You
say
got
to
to change the
people,
Catholicism. That was it.
by now I either have the hang of this or I'm the biggest masochist ever walked the earth. Okay, so all right, so that's a nice
Okay.
looking stock. What about oils? I'm going to have Francis Hunt on, the market sniper. This guy,
I've
he's
been reading, and it's a an honor. And I've been actually liking a couple of your posts that you and I and between Paul have been
yeah.
going back and forth. And I'm learning. Listen, I'm learning more than I ever am at the Forex division, if you will, than I
Yeah.
probably have the past 10
Oh
years.
yeah, and Paul, what a great addition to the room.
Great addition to
Yeah,
smooth,
he's
self-deprecating. He
putting
knows.
out yeah, nice little scalps and cable and other things. So I mean, it's nice to get validated and see the room serving people. Okay, so what's the flow on option sweeps today?
Well, they're backing
Microsoft
up
again.
Microsoft into
All right.
August.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
They're backing up Microsoft into all across the board. I get it. There's Paul, known as the cable guy. How you doing, Paul? More Mike. So I looked at my past 4 posts, and within 1 minute, it's all Microsoft pounding the table. Now, I don't know if I'd be chasing it here. Oh, actually, not. It isn't a chase. Let me look at the chart. Here's the long term. I do know it. I obviously know
Because
long.
it put in a negative day yesterday.
Yeah, but you know
Yes.
what? It had the other day when it was down 7 after
Yeah, it
this
came
big
right
move
back.
here. It
Yeah.
had its chance. That
Yeah.
was its chance. Now
But
I'm
that
not
was a
saying
reversal day failing to make new highs. Anyway,
right.
you know, it's almost like you just have to have conviction about trades
Wow.
and not let every single day you get too attached, you see a reversal and you go, oh, you know what? The action's not good. You have to be patient even when days are working against you. I could have stayed with my silver short, but I'll just tell you, I want this to be a lesson. I've done that before and walked in the next day with the market like silver up 50 cents in my face because it's not going to hold that wedge line. It's
No,
called
I understand. It was the
an
last gap.
overthrow.
Right. I
So,
understand.
lately I'm more prudence over valor. You could always re-enter. That's what I did today at a better price than I sold it yesterday. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but I could sleep. I didn't have to watch it all night to see how,
A
if I
true
was going to
master
get
gets what he's
buried fighting it. And,
right.
you know, the markets are there. You know what? Let me ask you this, and I know it's not a problem for you, but
No, go
a
ahead.
lot of the things I talk about are problems for traders.
Hmm.
And most traders have a hard time when they've been, let's just call it, okay, they were in a Microsoft trade and they lost. It was a bad trade.
Hmm.
And then instead of sticking with it, they have a hard time going back into Microsoft right away. And that's just a mental block. So they start to look for other things to trade. Um, I think one of the hardest things for people to do is take a loss in the yen, Microsoft, and then the next day be in the trade again.
Well, it is hard. And I don't, fortunately, I got over it. I'm not going to say I'm the best. It's one of these fundamentals that is a 25-year veteran, with you will, that makes money on a consistent basis. I'm not, an 8, 10 figure guy, but I'm a guy who won in the trenches is why I'm here. With that being said, is you have to look at it. Where is it going instead of where has it been? You have to put that aside. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
understand. I'm buying the same stuff I did yesterday. I'm buying
Okay.
Zim again. But you
Okay.
have to remember, first of all, if you got stopped out of that trade, it was probably, if you're with Microsoft, first of all, I applaud it. If it's in an uptrend, I applaud it. If you're buying an uptrend, you got two things right.
All
The
right.
third one was probably your timing, or your probably even
Yeah.
more so your position sizing. Because if you're watching every tick, you have too much on. That's a fact. Believe me. I'm
I do.
trying to scale down to stuff where I can listen to and relax on the way on the way to New York City, if you will. I have a couple of portfolios to watch, but I can do that because the majority of them in the larger funds are still best of breeds, which I'm not micromanaging or not watching every tick. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I bet Tony can sense that you're leaving before you go. They
I
know.
can't. I don't do anything until it happens. Because God forbid when I pick up the car keys.
Oh, okay.
It's like my mom told me I was going to the dentist at 6 when I was 6. You know what I mean? So I'm not even allowed to touch the car keys.
Or Tony will get upset, huh?
They'll
All
very
right.
upset.
What's he doing right
My
now?
wife
Let's
throws
see.
me the keys. She throws me. She says, "There you go." I go like that, and I go and I run.
All right. So
Okay, listen. This is emblematic of what's going on, though, and it's
okay.
not necessarily what something's going on. And here it is, my last post, if you will, on the Wise Guy feed. Jesus, if you have to do Microsoft, Google, or April, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. They're still going to the mega caps.
And they're
There's
still
nothing.
not buying a lot of time, are they?
Skies, Oracle, Soxel. They're trading. Nothing's Riot. I know
They're 1 week options.
they are.
Marsh. Yeah.
So
There's no
they're
conviction.
pressing shorts. They're into the segue here. They're probably doing what I thought they were doing. They're waiting till things. If things don't change around 10, 30, 11 on a trend day, which will go, then they just exacerbate. It might change around 2:30 when the overnights come in. But for the mid afternoon, you're in trouble for a little while if you're on the wrong side.
Good. All right. Well, you may want to look at a few uranium stocks because Francis is bearish uranium, and he's going to be talking about demand destruction. I think you put up CCJ yesterday, and I would say he's pretty bearish. He's also still bearish oil, even though it's come down this much,
He's
and
bearish.
particularly oil shares. So you may want to
One
play
of
it
my best
after
trades.
trading.
One of my best trades of the day was selling the oils on the open. I sold the Schlumberger. It had a gap here. I had a lot of
Yeah.
it, by the way. I had like 8,000 shares. I
Yeah.
sold a lot pre-morning. Somebody sold it, got out of. I know you want to get going, Coach.
Yeah.
I got out of it. Somebody pre-market got me out of 38. Then somehow I sold it at 47.69. It was up like 30 cents. And then you know what? Now it looks horrible. You go back to the best of breeds again. Let's look at even with that Devon Energy, the first one to have a scar. There's one. Let's look at Apache. There you go. It's another scar. Look at the Big Daddy Chevron.
Oh, what a day today.
And Exxon, yeah. But you know what? That's in a channel. The best of breeds are holding up okay, but the dogs aren't. I don't want what else to say.
Well, Chevron was a leader. If that's that last candle you showed me, what was it? It was a big reversal candle. Was that a shorter time frame or what? I don't know. It was a chart that came up and disappeared.
Oh, hold on a
It
second.
was a real bad red candle after making a new high, it looked like. Anyway,
Devon.
I'll have to go back on a replay.
It was Devon. Okay, I got you.
All
So
right.
I get it. By the way, this UEC uranium stock was out with a major fund short report today.
Okay.
And that's just to let you know. I hope I'm on the screen. Yeah.
That
So
looks
this UEC,
ugly. Yeah.
and Gerard knows this one too. It's uranium share. So this took a hit. Obviously, just CCJ we just brought up, but I'll note that. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of them, aside from the mega caps and the best of breeds in their respective sectors, the majority of stocks are in holding patterns or in this position. Coach,
Wouldn't you think that Francis is right about oil and about no demand for demand destruction for uranium to go to nuclear plants, that the world demand for energy, that it's sounds like a recession because there's no demand and prices keep going lower?
well, I
What do you
somehow
think?
hear that. I somehow hear that too much from my wife, who astoundingly is a Democrat. But I just, like I said, I leave that. That's something. I mean, I make a difference.
Well,
I
I
try
mean,
to
how
pick up
could energy
trash. I recycle.
prices They've
Huh?
already crashed. What would make them crash another 40%?
Goldman finally said that crude's not going to hit 100. They flipped.
Yeah.
So
How timely at 60?
that's because I thought they wanted to get people out at the higher price. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. All
I'm
right.
not kidding. I hate thinking that way, but it is what it is.
Hey, look, we're all jaded. If we've been around, we know.
Listen, it's just how to play. It's just how to play it. I get you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I have to get ready for this interview
Okay,
in
good
about
luck.
40 minutes, and appreciate your work
Your
and
work too, Coach.
your leadership in our main chat, and some good action in there, Mike. Thanks for really doing a great job moderating it.
Thanks for making it easy on me, Coach. The team. I won't be on tomorrow afternoon unless I really leave. So
Okay.
I'll be on. I'm always on. I'm always shadowing, but I appreciate everybody talking and communicating in the room together. It actually makes you guys better traders than me just throwing things out, because you can focus on and dissect each person's statement more than just saying, "Oh, he's bearish. He likes gold and buy golds and then think later." But Coach, I'll let you go. I know you have a couple of interviews. Your third one today, I believe.
I stopped counting.
Okay, we appreciate
All
you
right.
being like your moniker, your trading warrior. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.